everybody, One of Wisdom here. It is Tuesday, September 22nd, 2015, just about 10 p.m. I'm unboxing some sweet new characters, and what I want to do here, this is actually the Wii U edition. This is not our Xbox One Solo, this is rather the Wii U. And what I did last night, well, this morning, around 3 to 5 a.m. or so, we did an unannounced live stream, not commentated. But I needed to get to this point. I needed to get to the Academy, Chapter 5, if you will. This is where I can come in and introduce characters, do upgrades, everything like that. So we just breeze through everything. And what I want to highlight to you, though, are a couple of cool things. And we're going to get started by not going there, but going down to visit Miss Persephone. If you want to see the stream, I have issues sometimes where Twitch won't actually export to my YouTube channel. And subsequently, when that happens, there's just kind of stuck on Twitch. Sometimes it'll go later, sometimes not, but if I can't get it exported, I'll just save it on Twitch and you can check it out there. But again, no commentary, just kind of went through. But right here, this is Persephone. We can talk to her and get our upgrades. Right now, Spitfire has, let's see, used to the Xbox now, so primary, secondary, and tertiary, if you will. So we can come in here, and when we attack primary, we're throwing, what is that, like 36 or something? I can't really read it. Secondary attack is 45. You know the drill. I do all the criticals and everything like that, 15 for X number of times. But something that I have requested, I first requested this, and with it I wanted one other thing. I wanted like a button on the ground that we could press and we could spawn in just garden variety chompies, you know? Because so many times there's attacks like stuns enemies, holds enemies back, freezes enemies, slows enemies, poisons, whatever it might be. Anything that involves enemies doesn't register on the dummy, for example. So like I can attack him all I want to, even if it like shows that he's frozen or something, we can't really appreciate it because we can't tell how much he's slowed down. Is it just he loses like fractions of a step, or does that mean he just crawl? And there's numerous other instances, but what I had always wanted is just the ability to spawn in, not an arena, not Chaos Doom challenge, not running in through a heroic challenge like we'd always did in SSA, just like an easy button from Staples where I tap it and we get chompies, right? Well, either there's people that think like I do, or people hit these videos for ideas or something. I don't know that there's many people that will care about this as much as I do, but by gosh, it means a lot to me. So down there's our dummy, right, and we can do cool stuff, but like I said, there's certain attacks you can't showcase. So let's try to get a vantage point on this. What we're concerned about was that item up there that we don't seem to see. You can go through the water, for what it's worth. I'm trying to see if we can pan out and get a look at that. I don't know that we'll be able to. Right there, you can see like the bottom end of it, like in your top right-hand corner. Wish we hadn't already done like the cutscene, you know, so you could get a better look at it. But essentially,
show me what you've got, Skylander.
This is Buzz. You'll remember him from Trap Team. He's got the little Greeble scoreboard here. This is the gumball machine, right? You can interact with it, and you're like, what does that do? Well, up there, from that spout, you can get a Greeble to drop down. With that Greeble, if you had an attack where Hot Streak could poison an enemy, or slow an enemy down, and you need to document it and you can't on the dummy, this will allow you to have a real-world enemy right here handy to your upgrades to document it, to research it, to practice it, to analyze and determine which path you want to take. Again, for most people, it's just kind of like, oh, that's funny, Greeble's in a gumball machine, let's kill a few, okay, done. For me, I will use this daily. Every time I play the game, I'm going to be using this. Skylanders research will be so much better and so much easier, because now, instead of just rendering out 2 or 3 dummies, we can come in here and we can actually apply the same thing to a real enemy and see what it does firsthand, in addition to archiving attack damage numbers. So, some of you actually have tweeted and posted on the Skylander Club forum like, oh my gosh, is this feature just for you? And I don't know that it is, but by gosh, I will Out of all the people I know that play the game, I will use this the most. far and away. To me, this is fantastic. Most people are racing online right now. I'm playing with a Greeble gumball machine and documenting attack damage numbers into a spreadsheet. Okay, so the way it works, let's just talk to Buzz real quick so you get kind of more of a full experience.
This business with chaos has left the door wide open for every 2-bit warlord and wannabe to pillage Skylands. It's best we stay on the move and stay focused.
Something I like is that you can move around whenever there's a dialogue. I tried to indicate that. You can totally walk away if you want to, so that's cool. But right here, if you turn this one time, note that a Greeble dropped down from the dispenser. Now he's got like what looks like sort of like a toy mallet, you know, like almost like a child croquet, you know, mallet or some little inflatable hammer. And he's swinging, man. He will pursue us just like a regular Greeble and attack us. And what I'm going to do now, I did this in the stream last night. People probably thought I was an idiot. I was trying to highlight it without talking. But I'm just going to stand here and let him hit us. And as you can see, we get thrown back. You know, it mimics what the same effect. But you'll note that 0 pops up. And that's because we're not taking damage from it. It's almost like that's a toy. And no matter how hard the Greeble hits us, he's not going to hurt us, he's not going to damage us, it's just kind of training, you know? And so now I can come in and we can just lambast the guy with our primary attack, see what it's doing, you know, 36, 54, etc. And then I can come in here and I can turn it again. We'll get another Greeble, but I can turn it one more time. We have 2 Greebles now. So let's use our secondary attack on these dudes, which is where we dash forward. It's an inverse button. I think, what is that, 45? So we should be able to see the critical numbers and we should be able to document. I'm used to the Xbox One, it's a little bit more clear. But you can do that. You can come in and you can go 1, 2, 3. You can't get any more than that. You can see the handle, it doesn't even register. 3 Greebles is your max. Let me come in here and just kill this guy. There we go. So we've got 2 here. And now I can come right back over and get the 3rd one. But you can't have more than 3 active. There's our tertiary attack. Bought that in the Xbox One playthrough, just kind of highlighted. Ordinarily I don't, but hey, the tertiary attack's not going to hurt anything. I can document it cleanly. As you can see, it's doing 15 damage there. And it works well. He's got a very nice moveset here. This is not Skylanders research, this is me showcasing this thing. And I love it. Whoever at Vicarious Visions came up with this, thank you. It is appreciated. Like I said, for most people, you know, whenever you get into the Academy and you run through and talk to everyone, when you first talk to Buzz, it like zooms up and you get a really good look at it. It's a pretty hilarious image. There's literally just Greebles packed cheek to cheek inside. And for most people, that's kind of like, haha, funny, you know, and then they'll come over here, they'll pop one out, they'll kill it. I'll turn the crank a few more times, see if you get a soul gem, a winged sapphire, etc. Which I have not yet, and I have killed a lot of Greebles. You don't get XP from them, you don't get cash from them, at least not that I know of yet. But man, it is so cool. And I sincerely appreciate it. Again, I don't know if it's like, you know, what can we do to help people out here, or, you know, hey, what's the community wanting, what can we do something simple here. And whether it's that or if it's just like some guy at Vicarious Visions is like I am, and he's like, wait, I want to actually see what this does. What about when we slow an enemy down with an attack? You know, how can we showcase that without, you know, inconveniencing myself into having to go into a chapter, cut through dialogue, and get to an enemy? And this is the workaround, and again, it's something that I've wanted, and we got it, and it is so freaking cool. And again, I make this video just because you need to know about this. If you're like me, if you're watching my videos, this is what I do. This is how we're going to get our attack damage numbers. Skylanders research is coming back very, very soon. Just need some more free time to catch up on the unboxing so we can then come in, play, and have cash for upgrades. But this, again, for the majority of players, it's like, ha, funny. And for me, this is the pinnacle of awesome. The convenience, just being able to firsthand, even if I didn't do YouTube, I would still be that guy that uses a spreadsheet and documents everything. And just to be able to buy the upgrade and then to actually pop up here and be able to say, okay, let me see how much it slows the enemy down. What do they look like when it slows them down, etc. This is just the bee's knees for me.
I'll be here with...
Again, very, very appreciative of whoever got this in. If you met any resistance at the office, I appreciate you sticking true to your guns there, because that is truly awesome. And I absolutely love it. So that's all I wanted to do here, is kind of showcase, like, I guess the Greeble gumball machine, if you will, Buzz's Training Grounds, whatever you want to call it. Wisdom's Skylanders research platform, I don't care, but it's cool. And while I feel like most people it's not that big of a deal, to me it's huge. And it's these little things, again, just like when we unbox them, it's little details that'll set a character apart, you know, make it pop, be that much more aesthetically appealing and enticing. This seems totally insignificant to probably like 90-95% of the player base. To me, this is huge. It is so awesome, and I cannot wait to play around with it. Use it to document and archive our Skylanders attack damage numbers, which we will be doing for everybody. And first thing first, though, I've got to introduce them. I kind of have the 3-tier process. We introduce the characters, we play the game, and then of course we do our upgrades. So gonna have a ton of fun here, and of course before we can do some of that stuff, we gotta unbox them. So I'm gonna come in, introduce Dark Bowser. He'll be our first introduction here, official introduction I should say. So stay tuned for that. But once again, this is awesome. To whoever or whatever team of people that came up with this or pushed for it, thank you. I have wanted it, I have requested it, I talk about it all the time, and to see it here, it's awesome. This is not something that people come back from E3 and were preaching about. These are the things I asked E3. I was like, is the training ground back? You know, there we are. I'm like, can we do that? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And to me, and I guess for some of the hardcore players, this is pretty big deal. You know, it's not major groundbreaking, but it's pretty dadgum cool. So I am content with that. Again, I will be using the snot out of this feature. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+. If you enjoy this type of thing, and if you're just as excited as I am about the Greeble gumball machine, SkylanderClub.com, check it out. That is the place you want to be. I want you to be there. Everyone else wants you to be there, and we can all nerd out about the Greeble gumball machine together. So that said, in the training grounds areas for the vehicles, there's also similar ways to activate enemies if you're so inclined. So, and that is actually a button. So, at least in the land one, I haven't done Sea in the Sky just yet. But that said, again, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you back here for more Skylanders SuperChargers.